Hey guys, Dreadbane joined by Sapphire. The featured match today is between Deth, the red Terran, and Stroggos, the blue Protoss. Now this is blistering sand, so it should be a good one.
Yeah, we've got another race matchup here. We had Moonglade and Nirvana, Australia versus Singapore. Now we've got Australia versus New Zealand with Stroggos, who is one of the better Protoss players from New Zealand, and Deth, who is one of the better Terran players from Australia. So looking forward to an interesting match. Also, Stroggos is strangely enough part of the flock of Protoss players from New Zealand. It just seems to be the dominant race. All their best players over there are Protoss. I don't know how that phenomenon occurred, but it did. So yeah, looking forward to what we can see in this match.
Yeah, they had their underground meeting and they just decided to all four-gate warp rush. You know, that's just what they do over in New Zealand, so yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. It totally makes sense that Protoss players in New Zealand actually act like mafia families. It's the only way this business works. Looks pretty standard that this probe's heading out across now, and there's a little bit of a spoiler from last week's King of the Hill, Australasia, so sorry about that. But yeah, just a little standard opening here from Deth. Although the interesting thing is he chose not to wall off his choke, and he's just defending this probe harassment on his barracks there. So it's an interesting choice. On the one hand, you might have to be confident in your own abilities to defend that choke, but by the same token, you don't lose all that time of running to the ramp to build stuff. So, interesting choice by Deth. He's obviously confident that he can defend without having to block off zealots, and Stroggos is just picking up all this information as this probe weaves his way right throughout the base, and then a scout of Deth's on his way to see Stroggos, who also hasn't walled off at his choke. So both players not interested in walling off, completely confident in their own ability to micro around the ramp. So interesting opening by both players.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to some pylon business going on, hopefully in this game, because right now all there is barracks for the Marine coming out, so that's pretty exciting right now, because this Marine's going to take this probe down, but yeah, we'll have to wait to see what's going on. A Cybernetics Court going now for Stroggos, so still pretty standard play there.
Yeah, well, I'll have to get on the phone to all of our Protoss Mafia families and get them going on the mothership action that we've been desperately crying for. Hopefully Stroggos will be our man and provide us with a mothership. A little bit of a mistake there by Deth letting his SCV get sniped. He did go up to harass the work line directly. And the worker micro is an interesting thing because always you'll see like the scouting probe, SCV or drone go into the base, occasionally take a few hits on a pylon and then leave, or try and harass these building SCVs which do the little dance while they build buildings. But if you go for the worker line and actually try and take a worker out directly, that's the only time you will see probes pulled off the line. So you've got to be really careful if you're going to do that. It can pay off quite well, but by the same token it's super risky because you can get surrounded so easily. So just interesting little note there.
Yeah, the Stalker being the first thing coming out for Stroggos there, so just an early Reaper harass, tendency just to make sure nothing going on there. While a bunker going down for Deth, so he's just happy to fortify his front ramp there. So we'll have to sit tight while a 1-1-1 build coming here from Deth with the barracks and Stargate, of course, now being built. So he's looking to be very varied up. We'll have to see what crazy business he comes up with, some Thor business, or we'll have to wait and see. But right now it looks like Deth is in it for the long haul.
Yeah, interesting choice. He's walling up now, so he wasn't worried about that rush, but he is choosing to position himself to defend any kind of timing attack from Stroggos, and this may cause Stroggos to tech now that he's seeing that strong point. He hasn't really thrown down anything that out of the ordinary. He's got his third gateway going up now, hasn't expanded, just got a pylon up to watch this destructible rocks at the back of his base. So looking pretty vanilla from Stroggos at the moment. Not sure what we're going to see from him, whereas we're seeing a fast Raven coming out for Deth. Always good to see Ravens, and they're so good in Terran vs Protoss because they can throw down point defense drones, which just absolutely go to town on Stalkers, and we're seeing Deth deny this sneaky little push into the destructible rocks that Stroggos was trying to make here. So I don't really expect much to come with this, especially with a bunker going down, and might even see a second bunker going down because they are salvageable. So right now I think Deth is just going to turtle and just ignore this destructible rocks harassment.
It looks like we're going to be in for some air because there's this sneaky Stargate in the side of the base for Stroggos. So we'll have the Stargate units coming out while this little SCV is going to find out. It looks like he will find out. So yeah, Oh, actually, I think yeah, he did find out there. So he knows there's a Stargate while he has this Raven out. So should be a good counter right now.
Yeah, no, that was very, very close. That SCV only just made it. So, unfortunately for Stroggos, he was seen there, but it's still only if Deth was right on the money and was paying attention to that exact screen. Because the unfortunate thing from Deth's point of view is if he wasn't watching at that particular moment, he'd only see it warping in on his minimap. So he would have had to have seen it in that last split second. So, not sure if Deth actually knows about this. We may see him burn a scan at some point just to be sure. His his own base is looking pretty good now as he likes to get his expansion online, and he's just trying to macro up at this point. And I have lost track of where this Raven is because I am just that awesome. So, but at this point it looks like Death's just turtling, and Stroggos is throwing up a robotics base, maybe fearing that his Phoenix harassment has been seen. So at this point, not sure what build Stroggos is going to go for, whether he's going to stick to this air harassment or he's just getting a robotics bay online for observers. He may scout with this Phoenix and choose to react with it, but there is 2 Vikings here, which is going to shut this Phoenix down really quickly. And there's the Raven that was hiding next to that barracks, which completely confused me. So we are seeing interesting composition from Deth. No metal really coming out here. He's only just now getting tanks online, but no siege tanks. So he's really got this unusual mix with Vikings and a Raven and Marines. So we'll see how effective it is against pretty standard timing push coming from Stroggos with a bunch of Stalkers, Zealots, and Sentries. So not sure if Death's going to be able to hold this. He should be okay once the tanks start pouring out, but those Stalkers are going to do quite a lot of damage if he's not successful with the point defense drones.
There is no probe with this main force, so he won't be able to reinforce it straight away. So it will be a long while if this initial force gets pushed back. But I have to see with these Phoenixes coming in, but these Vikings should be more than enough to take care of it with these siege tanks. Without siege mode though, so no siege mode for these tanks, which is maybe an oversight there, but really could be very handy right now with so many units at his front base. But yeah, we'll have to see if this point defense drone will actually make a huge difference. It will if he can be in the right position, but really these tanks need that siege mode.
Yeah, we are seeing a little bit of moving out.